Ah yes, finally, spring has arrived. Welcome to the Mill Brook Railroad. It's work weekend. And we have a couple of more green things rolling in this direction. That's a B unit. Now, while volunteers are out cutting brush and fixing rail joints, I'm going to make some fresh ties because I know they're going to need them really, really soon. Now the reason I'm backing up and cutting again is this is basically propeller stock. This wood is twisted pretty bad. Well, there we go, another batch of ties right there from Home Depot 2x lumber. These are all 12 inches long and roughly inch and a half by inch and a half, somewhere close to that. Roughly 12 inches long, and most of them are usable, some of them are not.
I love how you can tell which cars are heavier.
It's a balancing weight. One of these days, we've got to fix the turntable, too.
Yeah.
It's a bigger job than just changing ties, though. That is one funky-looking train, I gotta say.
Something, this is a working railroad, not a hobby.
Sure, it's a hobby. It's a working hobby.
As you said yourself, it's a working man's hobby.
Absolutely. And we've been doing some cleaning. I've got Eric and Patrick here. They've got a load of stuff going to the tip, and a fresh load of ties I just finished making. It only took, what, half the day? I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
In that half the day, we've also got quite a few ties replaced and a bunch of other stuff done, so.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff done so far. We ran out of ties, though, so I had to make more.
Beep, beep. I don't have a horn.
Lovely.
Yep, on the ground again.
Second car, rear.
You've seen us re-rail trains before, so we'll just skip that part and move to the moving of the train.
Give a little push so I'm not just dragging you. All right.
And I guess while we're filming the first train, we'll film the train that's behind it as well, at least until something goes off the rails. Well, speaking of derailments, just in case you missed it, that big 105 flat car is loaded unevenly. I guess I'll have to mention that to Eric as soon as everybody stops.
Trying to get as close as possible for here in shop.
Get it done.
Oh, now that it's loaded more evenly, are you ready to go?
Yeah. Unless that flat car decides it wants to not.
Looks like it's okay. Now, just in case you're wondering, it's not always track work that'll cause a car to derail. Sometimes, if you load it lopsided, it'll come off the track too. And in this particular instance, that's what caused this car to derail. Now at this point, Eric's dropping off the bulkhead flat with ties on it so they can start building track panels at the tie sheds. And Eric's going to continue up the hill with all the stuff he's got on his train, plus some more. So Patrick here is backing onto the siding here to pick up that car that he just dropped off. And Patrick normally volunteers at the Connecticut Antique Machinery Association. He and Jared both live not far from each other. And Jared usually volunteers up here at the Mill Brook. And Patrick wanted to know what the Mill Brook was like, so he came up and took the weekend off from Kama. So we're very grateful for that. So while Patrick lines that up to build some track panels for this curve we're on, Eric and I are going to work on picking up this brush that was cut earlier in the day. I know, I'm the factory. I only buy hardened sprockets.
I'm gonna get you a laser cut plaque from Send Mill Brook locomotive shops to put above the garage door.
That's a good idea.
Would you like to help?
Sure.
It's a bit pokey.
It is a bit pokey. This is buckthorn. I want the gloves.
The gloves that Harry gave me are quite nice for this exact job. Yeah. I don't think Harry realized how much of a help that actually was.
Oh, it's huge.
Like, this is like a huge time saver. He was saying he felt bad that he couldn't help with as much with track work, but this helps with track work.
By the way, big thanks to Harry who stopped by, came all the way up from Pennsylvania, and he did a bunch of this brush clearing for us, cut down some of these buckthorns. It's one of those things that's been slipping through my fingers for ages. It's wonderful to get it done. Buckthorns are also thorny.
It's in the name.
This is buckthorn. These spikes are sharp. These ones have been broken off a little bit, but still, they don't feel good. Yeah, like that one right there. That doesn't feel good going into your hand.
And they're also good at going through gloves.
Yeah, they go through gloves too.
I'm finding that out.
They don't care if you have gloves on or not. They're long enough to pierce through deer skin.
Though it is quite a lot more tolerable. Sorry.
Grab this without getting thorns.
I'm gonna leave that to put on top and squish everything down.
Good idea. Thought I was clear of thorns. Huh.
That's when they get you.
Yeah, that's when they get me.
Luckily, taking it off the flat car is a lot easier than putting it on.
Especially with gloves.
And a long sleeve shirt might help with this stuff. Feel bad for putting the pointy stuff down into the freshly shellacked deck.
We make new shellac every day. Here's a little surprise. The folks at Teslong sent us a leaf blower to review, and Patrick's going to tell you what he thinks of it.
We've got a product to show you today. It's this freaking thing.
Oh, we're going all Chris Bowden now, aren't we?
Some kind of leaf blower contraption. It's a Teslong. Got lots of fancy bells and whistles, including how many speed steps did you say?
It's got 3 speeds.
3 speeds.
2 speeds plus a turbo.
It's nice.
Well, the turbo only works when you turn the thing on.
Well, yeah. It's awfully lightweight. Didn't do a bad job. A couple little bits stuck here and there, but no fault of the machine. Definitely better for loose piles, though. You have an 8.5 out of 10.
8.5 out of 10, huh?
At least for 30 seconds of use.
I think the best feature is the USB-C battery charging.
So what's your favorite part about it, Jared?
My favorite part, after USB-C, you can see how charged it is. It's got the capacity information clearly labeled on the bottom and on the side. And then right here, under this nice little protector, is a USB-C charging port.
Very nice.
So you don't have to find its charger, you just have to find a charger. You can charge it up in your car, at home. This is awesome.
Yeah, the USB-C battery charging is pretty cool.
I can't tell you how tempted I am to take your hat off with this right now.
Well, somebody else has to hold the camera for that.
Let's see if it works.
All right, let's see if it actually takes my hat off.
We'll try this.
Go for it.
Okay.
Oh, there's the hat band.
You know what? I don't think I've ever gotten that much fun out of a leaf blower.
That was kind of fun.
And the fact that it's so incredibly lightweight, I can hold it with 2 fingers.
How balanced is it?
It's not bad. I mean, it's a little front heavy, but most of the weight's in the back with where the battery is.
Well, and it's telescopic too.
It's also telescoped all the way up. If you
Oh, I didn't even
do
realize.
this and telescope it in, that changes the whole thing.
That's genuinely pretty centered.
And
A little front heavy, but not bad.
push this button, and you can change the angle.
Whole thing folds. That's really good for storage, too.
It is really good for storage.
All right, you're next. Not bad. Not bad. I'd buy one.
Yeah, so this is the brand new Teslong leaf blower. Link in the description.
I'm just going to let it record, and Aaron will do whatever he wants to do with the footage.
Okay.
We'll make a pile next to the pit down there.
All right. Oh yeah.
With this stuff, don't put it right on it.
Yeah, because this is gonna burn very dark.
Great, now Aaron's going to have to bleep you saying the word burn out. We get a lot of angry comments when it comes to the bird pit. Really? You'd be surprised. I feel like it's just people trying to find something to complain about.
Well, I mean, that's like 80% of the people on the internet that are on it for more than 5 minutes a day.
Yeah.
If he doesn't cut that out, I apologize. But it's true. There's that pile next to it?
Yeah, the wooden stuff goes right on.
Oh, just the top.
I don't know.
Yep, just another day in traffic on the Mill Brook Railroad. The only thing missing now is a derailment. And there it is.
I'm in ahead.
Oh no, I'm pinched. Okay, that works.
Well, that's one way to put it back on the track.
Yeah, if you tried to lift the tracks, you would have lifted the entire railhead up.
So a big thanks to all the volunteers who showed up, like Jared and Eric and Tony and Jonathan, who showed up near the end, John, who showed up near the end, and last but not least, Harry, who showed up right at the beginning. And unfortunately, we didn't get any footage of what he did, but he did trim a lot of brush and some other things too. So that's our spring work weekend 2026. Hope you enjoyed this video. And we did manage to stop and have fun, by the way. It wasn't all work. Patrick did ride an engineer car all the way down the 4.9% grade. That was fun. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Oh, he held it around the corner. He's good.